All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it with a epistle concerning Esau Edom, man. We'll revisit the story, and we'll talk about why Jacob is being troubled right now, man. What's happening? We're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, Lord willing, man, and it's getting ready to be chaotic out here. So I came across this video through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai. I pray you brothers can hear and see this, and then we'll bring out some precepts, and Lord willing, it be edifying. All right, that's a turkey.
There's only one animal more curious than a turkey. That's a monkey. Well, we don't have monkeys. They do have really good eyesight, and they can get really, really smart about what a human being looks like. So one of the things you can do is, you see an old Tom at a distance, you can just take all your clothes off, get completely naked, turn around and start crawling toward him backwards. And he thinks that's like a one-eyed monster. He has no idea what that is. And you can crawl right up to him and kill him. I've killed him many. That's kind of like a secret. And you do have to be careful out there in that Sonora country, because you don't want to back up into a bunch of cactus.
Okay, so if your brothers could see and hear that gentleman for face value, he looked like what they will Edomite, a so-called white man, and he's talking about hunting a turkey. Okay, and he's saying he's willing to go as far as to get this unaliving of this animal, taking all his clothes off, using his rod as bait to lure the turkey so he can get that good unaliving and either eat it or place it on his mantle, man. And there's a reason why I brought this out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, to paint a picture, if you will, so we could get understanding. So we're going to go to the beginning of the Bible, if you will, in Genesis, and we're going to go 25th chapter, and we're going to start at verse 21, okay? And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife. So Isaac is inquiring to Yahweh Shem Shai concerning his wife, because she was barren, couldn't have children, all right? So Rebecca, they're trying to have children, can't have it. All right, so Isaac, he's asking the Lord to for a child, man. All right, and it says, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebecca was conceived. All right, now she's pregnant, so Rebecca is pregnant. Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her. So she's pregnant with twins, and inside of her there's a struggle, there's a conflict, there's fighting. So they're literally inside of her, and it's some type of like pain and shit going on that ain't like normal, you know what I mean? They're going at it, they ain't up in there just chilling, they tussling. This is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, it's the Lord in control of all of this, and we finna like get into this a little bit, man. I pray it be edifying, not too long, but I got to go through it. All right, what we at? 22. All right. If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So she's asking the Lord, what's up with all this tussling going on inside of my stomach? And the Lord, inside of my womb. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. So what the world calls that's Salakia. What the world calls races, the Bible calls nations. The Lord deal with nationality, man. The race is a concept of men, okay, of man. All right, so what's happening inside of Rebecca, literally she got 2 what you call races of people in her, okay? And we know it to be, first came out was so-called white man, and we'll see how we know that. And the second came out was a so-called black man, all right? And again, this is all done by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and remember, this is Genesis. Our people open up the middle of the book and thinking that they know what's going on, all right? They have no idea about Jacob and Esau and what's going on now. We finna face off, buddy. Face off, all right? And it's from this account that we're reading right here while we're facing off right now. While right now, a lot of the northern kingdom Israelites are being troubled here in Babylon the Great, okay? Let's go to verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And remember, there's different type of twins. What is it? Fraternal. I know you can be twins, and one can come out a girl and one can come out a boy. Okay, so it just shows you, man, that this is possible, especially with Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. There's nothing impossible, right? So our people will hear this and they be like, ain't no way it's two races of people in her. Well, you putting the Lord in a box. You see, you know, and a woman can have multiple, 4, 5, 6, you know, a lot of children. And that's again in relation to the power of the Lord, man. He can put two nations inside of a person, man. That's a light thing, okay, for Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so here we go now. This is the first kid that came out. And the first came out red. Now we ask you, search the earth, okay? And tell me what y'all call race, what we call nation or nationality of people can't be out in the sun too long, or their skin is going to get red and start to blister and peel. I've seen it. I've been to Iraq. I've seen those, so-called, white boys. One of my best friends was an Edomite out there, man. And man, we would be out there when we come back in, bro. He'd literally be peeling. He'd be peeling his skin off. It'd be flaky, peeling his skin off. It was crazy. You know what I mean? You tell us that. We'll tell you. It's the so-called white man of the white nation, okay? So this is what happened. He's coming out and he's red all over, okay? Because of that lack of melanin, okay? And you could see, the blood, through his skin, because he don't have the melanin like we do, man. Every other race, nationality of people has a little bit of melanin, some more than others, but it's only one race, nationality of people who don't. All right. So you see that these scriptures are true, man. All right. And all right, all over. So, and the first came out red all over, like in hairy garments. So he came out red and he was hairy. The baby was hairy all over. The baby was hairy when he came out in red. Okay. And they call his name Esau. And that word Esau going into red, man, or Edom, all right? Edom means red, all right? And after that came his brother out. So next, here comes the twin boy, all right? The younger one. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, all right? And Isaac was 80, and that's spiritual, that whole taking hold of his heel. And it goes, man, it's deep, man. It's very the Lord far out, man. But still going into that conflict, man. But Jacob holding on to that heel. He's the younger, but you finna see, we're gonna see what happens, man. All right. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took on Esau heel, and his name was Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Okay. And the boys grew. And here we go. And Esau, hey, remember what we just watched in that video? Esau was a cunning hunter. Cunning. Like he wasn't just a hunter. He knew how to hunt. He knew how to put on, and blend in with the environment. However, whatever type of garments Esau had then, he was out there just like we saw Buddy right there. And he was willing to take all his clothes off just to get that good unaliving, man. This is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right? This is his spirit. He was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. He liked to be outside, man. All right, now check out Jacob. Jacob was a plain man, all right? Dwelling in tents. Esau, like a madman, put mud on his face, like I say, scoping out. Jacob ain't doing all that. He ain't even trying to get dirty. He just wanted chill. As they grew and got older, Esau always going out there sweaty, doing his thing, man. You know what I mean? Getting this hunt on, man. Jacob just want to kick it. That's our people to this very day. Them, so-called white man on that Red Bull give you wings of spirit. Jacob just be on that kick it, laid back. We can pull up and just have some drinks in the garage and just indulge in the art of conversation, and that be very, very pleasing unto us as Jake. Okay, and that's where you hear us saying Jake, Jake, Jake. It starts here with this guy, all right, this brother actually named Jacob. Okay. It says, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents, all right? And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, all right? But Rebekah loved Jacob. So, make no mistake about it. Isaac loved his son Esau. Why? Because, he was feeding him good. That was some good eating that Esau was providing for his father and his family. So, Isaac messed with Esau more than he messed with Jacob. But not to say the brother didn't love Jacob, but it just, people got favorites. Yahweh, who Yahweh's favorite, right? Yahweh Shah, okay? But, all right, and it goes on to say, And Isaac loved Esau, all right, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So remember this. This is kind of important. Rebekah had a, she liked her little black boy more than she liked that wild white boy. It is what it is, man. I'm not making this up through the spirit. This is what's going on. So remember that. Their mother love for that child, especially of our nation. And Jacob side pottage, lentil stews, things like that. All right, that lentil stew that Jacob was making, and Esau came from the field. So Esau out hunting again. I guess he didn't get his unaliving for the day, so he hungry. He had been out there all day, dressed up, masked up in the mud, trying to get that good unaliving, couldn't get it. So he then came back to home. All right, and he talking to his brother. He see him cooking on some lentil stew type. All right, it says All right, and verse 29, and Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came in from the field and was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, all right, for I am faint. Therefore, with his name called Edom, okay? And Jacob said, because remember we talked about that red, Edom, Esau Edom, all right? The white, the real redskins, man, all right? And Jacob said, sell me. This is very important that you had this understanding. So we'll see what's going on now, because what's going on now is this right here playing out in real time. All right. And Esau said, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. Now, what this is going to, you should know, all right, substance. The Israelites, all right, well, the sons of Yahweh will have substance. And, when we get old age as men, if we have whatever we have, just like today, we pass things down to our sons, man. And, our family members, all right. And that's exactly what it's going into. They know this by culture, traditions, that when a person, father of our nation, get older, then blessings is going to come down, all right. And especially men of the Lord, all right, men of Yahweh Shema Shah. And before, that brother moves on, from this earth, he gonna bless his sons with whatever the spirit of the Lord want him to do. So Esau and Jacob know this, all right. So they discussing it. Hey, when it come time for us to get blessed, you can have mine, because I'm so hungry, impatient, right? And the scripture speak about he knows that he has a short time. That's why you see this man moving in a haste with this whole ICE agent thing. All right, so this is real. These scriptures are real, man. All right. Okay, where we at? All right, verse 31 again. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. Okay, so Jacob, through the spirit, know what type of blessing. We're gonna look into the blessing. All right. Jacob know through the spirit about the blessing, and he wanted. So he like, let's trade it out. And Esau said, behold, I'm at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? So he's not considering, he's not in the spirit, he's being carnal. He don't realize, the blessing that was his, because his father really effed with him because he was a hunter and he fed him good, man. Jacob just kicking it on him. You know what I mean? Again, not to say that Isaac didn't love both of his sons, man, but he did. And because he messed with Esau, because he was giving him that good food and probably some other things, he was going to bless him. Isaac was going to bless, and we're going to look at that blessing, man. But right now, Jacob through the spirit is aware of that. So Jacob finna hit one of them Jake moves on this man. All right. Verse 32 or verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. So make it real. All right. Put an oath on that. All right. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. All right. So because of the oath, and I guess back then, men was men of their word, through the spirit of Payah Shema Shah. If you say you're going to give me this, my brother, be a man of your word, we're going to do this. Okay, cool. Give me your birthright. You can have the lentils, brother. All right. And Esau at the time being so carnal, tired, right? Impatient. He like, the hell with that blessing. You know what I mean? The hell with it. You know what I mean? What good is it going to do me right now when I'm hungry? Who cares about all that? You know what I mean? I'm hungry right now. I've been out here all day. And remember, man's going to utter Lord then and now. Okay. All this. All right. It's not their doing. This is the Lord's story. This is like a movie. Okay. And he's done all this. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. He done all this, man. All right. And then verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. All right. Thus Esau despised his birthright, man. Okay, so let's take a look. And this is, I'm going to try to, now I just go with the spirit, man. But it is, I might have to go through this entire chapter. But we're going to take a look at the blessing, all right? So we have a good understanding of exactly what's going on. Remember, we're in Genesis, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're going to the 27th chapter, and we're going to look at the two blessings that Isaac bestowed upon Esau and Jacob. And we're going to see like how the Lord kind of, you know what I mean, got down with this, because it's very, very interesting, man. All right, verse 27, man. Bear with me, man. You know, sometimes you got to read and study, man. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son. So Isaac then got up in age. He getting ready to pass away. He can't see too good. He damn near blind, okay? And he called Esau his oldest son, right? And said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. So here I am, daddy. Uh, Here I am. In verse 2, and he said, behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. So he know that he's up in age, and he know that he getting ready to pass away pretty soon. So therefore, all right, verse 3, now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison. The brother Isaac want to eat good before he passed away. And you know his son get down with that sword. Esau Edom, right? He get down with that sword. My son, he telling him, go give me some food before I pass away so I can eat good. It's kind of on some like last meal type-ish, okay? And take me some venison, verse 4, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat. Cause hey man, Isaac is used to his son getting down and feeding him good throughout these years, man. All right, the brother on his deathbed, and he want to hit it up again. All right, that my soul may bless thee before I die. So he wants his food, and he's getting ready to go ahead and give the blessing to Esau. All right, his favorite son, because he been feeding him good. He's getting ready to bless Esau once he make it back out the field. We tracking? Okay. Now check this out now, because it's finna get a little crazy. All right, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. So Rebekah, you know, the eavesdrop, if you will, or she just heard, you know, I don't know if the sister was eavesdropping at the door. All right, she probably was knowing Eve, all right, but through the spirit, but she heard that. All right, so when Esau went to go do his thing and go hunt, all right, this is what Rebekah done did. And Rebekah spake to Jacob. Salak. Verse 5, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speaking to Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison and make thy savory meat. So she telling her favorite son, hey, look, your daddy getting ready to bless your love, Salak. Your daddy getting ready to bless your brother. All right. She heard it. Okay. So, now therefore, okay, Rebecca, quoting, and Rebecca spake unto Jacob, okay, Esau, yep, bring me, okay, verse 6 again, and Rebecca spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speaking to Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison and make me savory meat that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. So, hey, she's telling him, Jacob, your father, and this is all through the spirit, Rebecca know that the blessing that's getting ready to go to Esau was in relation to our kingdom and in relation to dominion and things like that. She know that through the spirit of Paul Yahweh Shema Shah. So she finna tell Jacob to do something. Okay. Did what she say. Bring me venison and make me say, okay. Verse 8. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. So she's saying, obey me. Listen to me, son. Okay. And this is through the spirit of Paul Yahweh Shema Shah. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 kinds of goats, or 2 goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. All right. So she's saying, just go get some meat. All right. Goats before your brother get back. I'm gonna cook it up the way he like, because he can't see too good. All right, remember that Isaac can't see good. He getting ready to pass on away. Rebecca is on some, you know, she's on some stuff right now through the spin part y'all about some shot. Okay. All right. Go now to the flock and fetch me thence two goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. So she's aware through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, that if Jacob pretends to be Esau, okay, and bring him the meat, then he will be the one to get blessed. And remember, this is all the will of the Lord. The Lord didn't have to do, we didn't have to go through all this. Man, you know what I'm saying? This is the Lord's story. You know, this is the way that the Lord decided to like play this out. Okay. Yeah, Jacob is like being a little like, but it's all through the spirit, right? Rebecca and Jacob. All right, and it says, verse 11, and Jacob said to Rebekah, check this out, his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man. Remember that. He's hairy when he came out, and he was hairy to that day, very hairy. Jacob said, I am a smooth man, not that hairy like that. When, you know what I'm saying? Jake said he was a smooth man. He don't even have a lot of hair on my arms to this day. You know, if you see some Edomites, they should be thick, thick. And I ain't saying like it be some Jakes with that, but if you do, you'll see a real deal full-blooded yeah, he be hairy, man, and he get red, especially in that sun. All right, verse 12. My father peradventure will feel me. So he knows, Jacob knows that his father can't see too good, but he gonna feel him, and he gonna be able to tell the difference between Esau and Jacob because of all the hair. Jacob's smooth, so when Isaac feel him, he gonna feel, okay, this is my son, because remember, the brother can't see too good. All right. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver. I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. So Jacob telling him, I'm gonna look, my father gonna know, and if it go this way, then I'm gonna be a liar, and then I'm gonna get cursed. All right. Rebecca said, check this out. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and remember, a man's goings are of the Lord. So it's really the Lord speaking through Rebecca. All right, and go fetch me them. So as she's saying, do what I told you to do. Don't worry about it. I got you, which is to say, Yahweh, all right, Bashim Yahweh Shai is the one, you know, in controlling this show right here, this story, this movie that's getting ready to play out. Like we're getting ready to come into the final act. And this is like the big, bro, this is Genesis. We coming into the final act, the big face off. All right, and I'm telling you, this is where it came from. All right, as far as Esau and Jacob go, you know what I mean, or Jacob and Esau. Verse 14, and he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, which such as his father loved. So she hooked it up the way Isaac liked, and Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, all right, which were with her in the house. So she got some garments, you know, that Esau would be, you know, going out there to hunt with, or maybe just garments that they had back in the day, but it had like rough, like hairy, like the garment, like the, you know what I'm saying? It was rough, hairy, just like Esau, you know, rough, hairy. Okay. And Rebekah, right, which were in the house, and put them upon Jacob. So she's putting Esau Edom's garment on Jacob. And she put the skins of the kids of goat upon his hands. Yep. All right. Because, you know, hairy. So that Jacob should appear hairy until Isaac, because Isaac can't see too good, but he gonna feel, so he know who. All right. And she gave the savory meat in the bread which she had prepared unto the hand of her son Jacob. So she's giving it. So you're going to act like Esau Edom, like you don't went out here and hunt it. You're going to be Esau Edom to your dad. All right. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. So he lying, like, you know what I mean? Like straight up. But it's all through the spirit of power, Yahweh Howard Shai, man. All right. I have done, and remember, this Genesis, our laws, statutes, and commandments wasn't officially given to us yet. I'm not saying, but you know, this is all through the spirit. Okay. Where we at? And Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless thee. So he's saying, hey, sit up, pops. I'm Esau. Here's your food that you love so much. Give me my blessing. All right. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly? Because he know how long it take Esau to go out there and do his thing, man. You know, Rebecca and Jake done hit a little jack move, man. So Isaac hip to this. He like, boy, you sure came back fast this time. How'd you do it so fast, son? And he said, because the Lord thy God brought it to me. So, through the spirit of Yabashimashah, Jake let him know, it was from the Lord. That's how I got it. All right, from the Lord. All right. In verse 21, and Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. Circumspect, right? A little bit circumspect. Let me feel you. Can't see too good, but let me see it, dear my boy Esau. Because I'm telling you, sir, what the script said, Isaac loved Esau. And it was cause the main reason because he was a hunter and was eating good. You know, Jake like to eat, man. Jake like to eat good, man. That good steak, you know what I mean? Hey, Esau go out there, that fresh steak, you know, ain't like the stuff we eating now, man. That was fresh out the field. All right. And Jacob, verse 22, and Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands of Esau. All right. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy and his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. So, okay, he couldn't tell because, like I say, he took his word for it. Okay. Kind of circumspect, but once he felt him, I was like, oh, this got to be my son. Remember, the brother in old age, his senses are not tight. Even the sense of touch, man. You know, he probably would have been able to kind of discern that the skin, but hey, all through the spirit, man. He couldn't discern that was Jacob. So he's getting ready to bless him. This is it, y'all. Okay. And remember, it's all through the spirit, man. Like everything lines up through the scriptures. Yahweh Shai being prophesied all through the scriptures. These blessings, the promises, it all lines up. And we finna see it all come together through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 25, and he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine and drink. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. Here we go. And he came near and kissed him. And he said, smell the smell of his raiment, and blessed him. And said, see, the smell of my son is the smell of the field which the Lord has blessed. So he convinced at this time, boy, that my son that I would be out in the field doing his thing. Remember, this through the spirit of power by Shema Shai. And I'm telling you, man, Isaac love like Esau more than he loved Jacob, but it's all through the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my boy, right? So he getting ready to bless him, right? Through the spirit of power by Shema Shai. All right. See, the smell of my son is the smell of a field which the Lord have blessed. All right. Therefore, Yahweh give thee, this is the blessing, y'all. Therefore, Yahweh Bashim Shai give thee of dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Let's take a look at the NLT, shall we? All right. Again, in the NLT, just look at that blessing. Genesis 27, and we'll hit 28 in the NLT. From the dew of heaven and the richness of earth, may God always give you abundant harvest of grain and bountiful new wine. And come on, man, that goes into our substance as well, not just food and wine. Okay. May many nations become your servants. You tracking on this? This is the blessing through the spirit of power of Yahweh by Shem Al-Shai, the way that the Lord wanted to manifest it. He put two nations, races of people inside of a woman, and told one was going to have this. So this is ultimately the Lord telling Jacob what his blessing is going to be. Now that Isaac think that this is Esau, it's Jacob getting blessed from Yahweh by Hashem and Shai to be rich, have an abundance. All the nations are going to bow down and worship us. All right. And we'll see that in the kingdom of heaven, man. Right. So may many nations become your servants, and may they bow down to you. That's why we say we're going to be the head. All nations are going to bow down to us. This is an everlasting kingdom. This is going to be the manifestation of what's going on right here, man. All right. May you be the master of your brothers, and may your mother's son bow down to you. All who curse you will be cursed. All who bless you will be blessed. And we finna see the manifestation of all these people who had us in captivity, etc., etc. The Lord paid them a recompense. All right. And not to make it too long, I'm going to just go ahead and just say, by the time Esau got back, all right, he aware and he's ready to receive his blessing now. All right, so let's take a look at what his blessing is. Okay, so we'll go to 27, Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, all right, well, let me start at 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me. So remember, Isaac think that this is Jacob right now. Remember, Isaac loved Esau. He, could a little bit more than Jacob. We have favorites, man. We talked about Yahweh favorite. Come on. All right. This is, it's not a far-fetched thing. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me. Even me also. O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, and remember, man's goings are of the Lord. This is all the Spirit of the Lord controlling everyone that we're reading about. Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have no dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off from thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of his blessing. This sounds real familiar. Cain and Abel, Abel and Cain. Somebody was jealous because of how the Lord dealt with them. So they said they're going to go ahead and unalive the brother Abel. Same spirit. Same spirit of Esau Edom was the same spirit on Cain. So-called white man that lived by the sword, died by it. Okay? And he hated so much. That's just why. All right? This is spiritual. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. There we go. And there's so much more we could get into, but that's pretty much the point right now. So we see what's happening is a manifestation of the so-called white man to this very day hating us. Now we have to understand how we got in this predicament. We've taught this through the Spirit. Law, statutes, and commandments was given. We blew it. The Lord let all hell happen to us, generation throughout generation. This is the last time they finna have us in the captivity. And again, we getting ready to face off. But, the point ain't what I do with my... the point being, especially at the end, let me bring it out in the NLT, Esau's blessing. It says in verse 39, finally his father Isaac said unto him, so this is Esau's blessing from the Lord, you will live from the richness of the earth. And we got to remember, this is Genesis. We talked about them folks dwelling in the clefts of the rock, the caveman, the real deal caveman. This is what it's going into. All right. What is it? Petra, all them stones. If you see they caught, yeah, man, that's what, yeah, come on, man. This is the scriptures is true, man. You will live away from the richness of the earth. So he's a base man, okay? And it's all from the Spirit of the Lord. I'm sure Isaac probably wouldn't have did that if it wasn't for the Lord. He would have gave his son a decent blessing, all right? And away from the dew of heaven above, man, you will live by your sword and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from your neck, man. All right, so that's kind of what happened all through the Spirit, man. This man, by his sword that the Lord said he was going to live by, he went on ahead and just took everything for himself because of that sword and because of that hatred. Not only us, but everybody else. You see, Esau, he's a madman, all right? This is the wicked man who the Bible, and we'll bring that out, is talking about, Esau Edom. This is Genesis, ladies and gentlemen. This is the setup for the whole story that's outplaying right now throughout the earth, man. You see Jacob's trouble happening, the northern kingdom being trouble, then it's on to you southern kingdom, man. It's gonna be a whole shit show in the midst of it, man. All right, but let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, And then, you know, I'm finna wrap it up through the spirit. All right, Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. Okay, you ready? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Going back to the whole story or historical account of the birth and then the blessings, or the birth, then the spirit on these two brothers, how they were different. One plain, dwelling in the tents, the other wild man out there in the field. All right, and the scriptures telling us, hey, this man Esau is the end of the world. All right, who's running the world right now, especially Babylon the Great? Esau Edom. We're at the end of the world. All right, and the Lord getting ready to tear this kingdom down and implement a everlasting one. Okay, so Jacob will be, you know, under Yahushua, the head of that. And it's going back to the blessings, you know, that we're reading in Genesis, man. All right, the scriptures speak about you serving your younger brother, and that's what's gonna happen in the kingdom of heaven. Now that it was supposed to be like that from all the way through this guy. All right, how do we get put in captivity under this man? I'm not gonna bring that in this lesson, but brother, we often go into, you know, the curses and things and how our enemies was gonna deal with us, man. Because why? We were disobedient towards Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. So again, he brought all manners of hell upon us, man. Okay, let's go to the book of let's see here. Let's go to the book of Job, and then I got one more precept, I believe, and that'll be it through the spirit and power of Bashem Shah. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 9. So I'm talking about chapter 9. Yeah. No. Job. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Job 9 and 24, man. All right. Wow. All right, Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's what we're trying to tell y'all through the spirit. If this ain't the so-called white man who the earth was given to, called the wicked nation, going back to what we see now, who is he? It's got to be this red man that was blessed with the sword, that always had the spirit of being a man of the field, hunting, living by the sword. How did he acquire this land that's finna get ready to be burnt up and never be inhabited again? He stole it via that sword. Came over there, the Lord let him, you know what I mean, came over there with the sword, man. You know, Jake was out there, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing with the bows. They're just living their life, chilling or what have you. And then they came out of nowhere, took this land. All right, so you see what's going on, man, and it's spiritual, because the reason why we can see these things is because we're at the end of time. We're at the end of an era, the end of a rulership, the end of this wicked kingdom, which is Esau Edom. We just saw that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? We saw that. We just read it, man. All right, but we'll leave it off in the book of Baruch. This is Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me from then all the way up to now. But guess what? Because it is a stiff-necked people, and we talked about that throughout all the scriptures. The Lord talk about people being solid, stiff-necked, rebellious. All right, and here's the point now. But in the land of their captives, they shall remember themselves. Remember our power, Yahweh Bashem Shai. Remember the story, the historical account of Esau and Jacob and Esau. All right. Remember our heritage, the law, statutes, and commandments, and the land, Babylon the Great, because this is predominantly where most of our people were taken back into that final captivity, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, via those cargo slave ships. All right, we're remembering it. It is a sign. These garments, the prophesying, the prophets out on the highways and byways, the real ones, also the fake ones, man. This is a sign that we're at the end of this shit, man. All right. And it's beautiful because the story is playing out just like the Lord said it would, man. Just like we're saying, y'all are getting ready, Esau Edom, to utilize that sword and persecute the entire damn nation, man. You're going to trouble the wicked. You're going to persecute the righteous. And we're telling you, when you do that, you're getting ready to go into chains, man, for 1,000 years, man. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shai. Why are you mad at us? Can you be mad at the Lord? You blew it, homeboy. You was rich. Especially we talking about the so-called elite, the so-called rich. What y'all mad at us for? You lived your best life. Our Lord is fair. Did you not look at us? We poor living in the projects or whatever. Now the Lord bless. I ain't in a project, but people living in the hood. Diseases sky high. All these curses and things that was placed upon us, man. Y'all was living y'all best life, man. Our Lord fair, so it's gonna be our turn. That's fair, right, Esau? We telling you through experience, it's gonna suck, man. It's gonna suck. This is terrible. You know what I mean? I don't think you're gonna be able to handle it too well, Esau. It's gonna suck, man. But we lived it. We had to endure. We had to, and the Lord and we His people. He let y'all step on from hanging us in trees to spraying us down with fire hydrants and fire hoses to letting dogs. And that's just here in Babylon the Great, G. Letting dogs attack us, man. We don't talk about the alligators back in the day. Y'all did all this shit to us. And then we get to the crafty council, right? Hip hop. Let's turn it into rap. And then let's just turn it into straight debauchery. You know what I'm saying? Let's pay, their strong, mighty men, the athletes, so they can keep them distracted and we can bet and gamble and make more money off of their ass. All right? So just know what time it is, man. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. We talked about that. It's not necessarily what this lesson was going into. We teach that through the Spirit about Jacob's trouble, what's it all about. But that was just a quick epistle going back into, and really this is milk for real. This is Genesis, man. You know what I mean? This is really milk for real. At least the historical account of Jacob and Esau and understanding the blessings thereof, man. Okay, so I pray that this was edifying. This man's getting ready to go down. He is the wicked Esau Edom, so-called white man that came out red and hairy like a garment. All right, and it's finna be a transition of power. Matter of fact, the Lord said we was gonna take the kingdom. So in the midst of all this chaos, the Lord said He was gonna lift up a standard. All right, and we're going to take the kingdom. He going to turn the same fishers, all right, those out there fishing for men and the hunters, spiritual power. We get those new bodies, all right? We come back down to the earth. It's going to be even more havoc, all right, because it's already havoc being preceding the Lord's second coming during Jacob's trouble, World War III, all right? So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.